So a very emotional fight, and on top of that, the fight is fire. Siblings going at it. Did she just catch a bullet?
She wanna swim, hold your breath, we're diving in. She TikTok, then hit her dance. Run my wave, and you bend. No fridge, they're dead. I left her on red, yeah. Louis V back now.
What's good? Dark Knight Gang and the Stank Gang. Bro, you see the title, man. First off, shout out to VinnyTube. You the best when it comes to these anime top 10s, bro. This one right here, top 10 Jujutsu Kaisen Anime Moments. A lot of you guys are telling me to watch it because I was asking people what anime should I watch at the same time as One Piece, because One Piece is so long. I might watch One Punch Man, you know what I'm saying? And kind of give like a review of One Punch Man, since One Punch Man is only like what? Like 3 or 4 seasons, something like that. And it's nothing too crazy. It's nothing I really have to pay like all the attention to and really pay attention to the storyline. It's kind of funny, you feel me? So I think I'm gonna start One Punch Man. But anyway, we're about to see Jujutsu Kaisen. This is like one of the most popular anime right now. I feel like it just came out maybe like a year or 2 ago, so maybe that's why. But listen, I don't know what I'm talking about. Who knows? It could have been out for the past 10 years. I doubt it though. I'm ready hopping into this, man. Yeah, let's go. The hand-to-hand combat, you already know I love that.
Good day, anime fans. I'm here to tell you about a title that I just can't get enough of. Yep, if you read the title, you already know. For today, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite new Gen Shonen anime, Jujutsu Kaisen. There are many reasons why people just can't seem to get enough of Jujutsu Kaisen, and I hope that I can introduce some of them to you through this list. Here are my top 10 Jujutsu Kaisen moments, and if you haven't been watching the show yet, it would be great if this list encourages you to give this title a shot. Before we move on to the start of the list, I'd like to encourage you...
Okay, I'll keep it a stack. I'll let you know if you convince me to watch it. I think he's the one that convinced me to watch Attack on Titan. Remember? I wasn't watching it until I started doing like Attack on Titan reactions. I was like, I want to watch it.
Subscribe to the channel.
We'll see.
Leave a like and subscribe.
This is why I really like his YouTube channel. He actually put me onto some anime.
Subscriber milestone for this channel. Onto the show then. Every amazing anime starts off with the epic beginning, and early on we have this big balls play by Yuji as he takes on the curse. First impressions matter if you're going to build a convincing protagonist that you want your viewers to root for. Such a thing isn't a problem for Jujutsu Kaisen, who right off the bat gives us a pretty nice introduction to Yuji and his background. However, heroes are born in crowning moments, like Ichigo slicing fishbone with his newfound powers. For Yuji, it's in the way he saves Megumi in the introduction to the series. Completely outmatched against the curse, Yuji nevertheless continues to fight on in as badass of a manner as an ordinary human can do. It takes big guts to do what Yuji does in this scene, and he ends the fight in the unorthodox manner of eating the finger and feels the consequences of that action. Talk about badass normal here. It's such a strong sequence to end the first episode that it left many people wanting more Jujutsu Kaisen.
Episode? I didn't know Jujutsu Kaisen had monsters, but okay. So far, I'm intrigued. Maybe I'll watch this, huh? Who knows? He got
Following
telekinesis.
that, we have Panda versus Mekamaru.
Okay, so the fighting scenes are lit, huh?
You wouldn't expect a side character battle to steal the show this much, but for episode 16, I think that's just what happened. I mean, this looked like something taken out of Tekken, given the combatants. Hand-to-hand combat for me is one of the hardest things in anime to execute, especially with the level of detail that would make a battle so immersive and engaging. Not a lot of anime, relatively speaking, can masterfully deliver on that and give us a fight with such impact as this one. That's not even talking about the very moving conclusion in this fight. For what could seem to be a short fight, the animation team sure went out of their way to make this look amazing.
I thought he was gonna rip that nigga head off. Still look like the Panda won.
Speaking of emotional fights in the Goodwill event arc, how about the battle between Maki and Mai?
Wait, this video was titled Top 10 Moments, right? Or Top 10 Fights? I forgot. Anyway. This then cut the bullet in
Two
half.
siblings separated by the different yet very similar paths they took. That alone is an ingredient for a very emotionally charged confrontation between the twin sisters, and it would all come to head in the Goodwill event arc. The pent-up feelings of jealousy and love finally erupt as they take the stage for battle, both carrying fatal flaws in their abilities that cause their dismissal from the family. The fight itself, which Maki wins, is great, but it feels less impressive compared to the emotional stakes and impact it gave me. In the end, it was Mai breaking down and confessing her feelings, only to have the other sibling walk off without repairing the broken bridge between them. It's an act that powerfully caps off a very touching and tragic fight. I didn't think the fight would tug on my heartstrings this much, and I'm glad that the fight far exceeded my expectations.
Okay. So a very emotional fight, and on top of that, the fight is fire. Siblings going at it. Did she just catch a bullet? I caught a bullet. Where I get that from? The mojito scuffles in the series have given birth to a lot of memorable stuff. What we have here is Yuji's rage moment after having to deal with Junpei. It's a moment that sent some shivers down my spine due to how strong and well done the acting is in the scene. I guess it's about time Jujutsu Kaisen joined the ranks of battle shonen with such heart-pounding moments of rage. Well, the art even made Yuji somewhat resemble God in his own rage moment. You literally see Mahito talk big game but run tail between his legs against Yuji and Sukuna. That's how you can tell that this is an anime protagonist who's not to be messed with. I didn't see this coming, and probably a few of you didn't either. This has got to be up there for an updated top rage moments in anime. Okay, I love rage moments. Oh, shit. Oh, no, this is looking kind of fire, bro. This is looking kind of fire. So, that's the main character, Yuji again, right? Yuji became like a fucking
Our next moment comes
demon.
at the end of the first half of the series, the decisive battle against Mahito. Nanami and Yuji team up in the former's second major fight against Mahito. This time he's joined by a very emotional Yuji after the encounter with Junpei, which I think deserves a moment of its own. The previous Nanami and Mahito fight was a showcase of Nanami's powers and meant to build hype for him. This time it's Mahito's turn as we get to see the full display of his new abilities, and they're exactly as scary as they sound. He easily handles both Yuji and Nanami at first, and that's before he unveils his domain expansion. It's a thing to be feared, and we just see how desolate it is. Luckily for Nanami, Yuji manages to come in with a save of epic proportions and forces Mahito to retreat, the latter having gotten a taste of Sukuna's power.
This looks lit, bro. What? Oh no, nigga! I might have to watch some Jujutsu Kaisen, cuz. Domain expansion and shit? What is that, like going to another dimension?
All signs pointed to Jujutsu Kaisen having an epic climax to wrap everything up, and we march towards our top end with the recent moment of Megumi using domain expansion. One thing I really appreciate with Jujutsu Kaisen is how it utilizes its main characters and gives them a lot of shining moments. We see that trend improve with the recent bigger hitters like Demon Slayer, but back in my day, it was usually the main protagonist show with some moments from maybe the mentor character. I already talked about this briefly a while ago, but here we are, the highlight of the 23rd episode of the series. Episode 23 of the anime shows off Megumi busting out his epic domain expansion, Chimera Shadow Garden, in the battle against his finger breaker opponent. It's a technique as sinister as it sounds, and it works as a great darker tie-in to Megumi's growth. Really amazing animation and sound direction to this one, and it gives me chills seeing the technique in action. The thing is just insane, and it looks 100 times better than it did in the manga.
Yeah, this shit really looks dope, bro. It looks fire. The animation, their powers, how they're fighting, even the monsters. This looks... I understand why you guys go so crazy for this anime.
Right after that amazing moment, it's showtime for Yuji and Nobara. Towards the end of the first season, we have Yuji and Nobara dealing with Iso and Kichizu, a fight that takes on different twists and turns. The animation quality is already something we've all come to expect out of Mappa's amazing work for Jujutsu Kaisen, but can I bring your attention to the cool twists of the battle with reconfiguring the setting and the combatants? Typically, you'd have these ensemble fights for the climax, but I like what they did here. By separating the main characters from one another midway into the fight and reuniting them, we get a better glimpse of what each fighter is capable of before throwing us their amazing teamwork when they're together. Of course, an epic battle like this isn't complete without the finale of both Yuji and Nobara finishing off their respective opponents in such a cool way. This battle is just as cool with respect to showing character growth and the chemistry the main trio have with one another.
See, I just be feeling like VinnyTube just knows how to describe an anime. I swear, he makes every anime sound amazing. This sounds so fucking amazing to me right now. Oh. I think I reacted to this. Gojo versus Jojo.
Gojo versus Jojo, aka the fight that collectively broke the internet for a while. Of
yeah,
course,
you guys told me to react to this. I remember.
As it is, in my observation, the episode that helped skyrocket the series' popularity. Perhaps it's because being amazed by Mappa's work on the series and Attack on Titan is commonplace now, but back then, I think that this is the fight that finally got everyone's attention as to what a big hit Jujutsu Kaisen is shaping up to be. The jovial mentors' kitty gloves finally come off in this thrilling battle to the death, and Reverse Kakashi here finally reveals his eyes and the true extent of his powers. It's probably one of the best flexes anyone's ever done in this series, as Gojo just destroys his opponent while showing the full extent of domain expansion's potential. It's crazy that Gojo isn't even trying here. Before, I compared this moment to the uber popular Demon Slayer episode, and I still stand by that statement. Yep, in terms of the effects the moments had on their series' popularity, this one does pale in comparison, but they still felt the same in putting their respective shows on the map.
The Demon Slayer fight he's talking about, that fight was fire. That's what made me want to watch Demon Slayer, and I watched it after seeing Gone. These fucking monsters, bro. This main character is a fucking beast.
Second in line is Yuji and Dodo taking on Hanami. Throughout the Goodwill event arc, Dodo has taken on quite the mentor role for our upstart hero Yuji. That's why it's such a joy seeing them work together to take on the special grade Hanami. For me, this is one of my favourite moments because it really shows Yuji's growth throughout the series. You could call it a coming out party for him if you will. That's not to say that Dodo was shabby in this fight, as he refuses to take a backseat to Yuji in the battle against such an incredibly durable and battle-hungry foe. A back and forth battle backed with amazing animation and evidence of growth is the formula to create a winning moment. I'm sure that this fight also caught the hearts of Jujutsu Kaisen fans worldwide. It's such a thrill trying to see how the chemistry between mentor and pupil holds up against a seemingly unkillable foe. The fight is great and all, but it's just unfortunate that in terms of visuals and sheer cool factor, I think that it had to just be upstaged by the very next moment on our list.
Alright, let's see the very next moment. This is fucking dope how they do that. They be going to different domains and different dimensions and shit.
Coming in at the top is Gojo unleashing Hollow Purple.
What is a Hollow Purple? Super Saiyan Ultra Instinct and shit.
Gojo finally joins the battle to put a climactic end to the Goodwill event arc. The whole arc's been a pretty nice take on standard shonen tournament / battle royale arc, and of course, it had to be interrupted by an invasion of enemy forces. When all hope seems lost, who else would you expect than Gojo himself to appear? It feels like a callback to All Might arriving at the end of My Hero Academia's first part. However, I personally think that Gojo's appearance here trumps that one. I mean, just look at the guy go to town with his opponent and combine his techniques, finishing with the epic move Hollow Purple. Such a destructive attack ends up being the highlight of said episode so far. What a way to finish off a climactic battle of an arc and this list. It's such a stylish way to win a battle.
Bro, I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen, cuz. It's only one season, I think. I'm watching Jujutsu Kaisen. This shit is dope. The animation, the fighting. People got powers. You know I love powers, man. And hand-to-hand combat? Oh yeah, I'm sold on it, bro. VinnyTube, bro, you've convinced me to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. So of course, I'm gonna continue to watch One Piece, but I gotta watch Jujutsu Kaisen, cause my mouth is hella watery from drinking that water. Anyway, you convinced me. This looks absolutely fire, man. From the animation to the fighting scenes to the magic or the powers, whatever they have. Bro, I'm watching it. Where can I watch it? Crunchyroll, whatever. Maybe it's on Hulu. I don't know. I'll see. Bro, I gotta use the bathroom. I got too lit last night. My stomach doesn't feel good. I'm gonna see y'all next time. Shout out to the gang.